Now I'm going to talk to you about treble shots. We've set a scenario up here which you tend to find quite a bit on the golf course, where the ball has come into the front of the bunker and it's also plugged. Sets a lot of dread in many people's minds, but in fact, again, relatively easy. If you look at how the ball is lying, it's ready all to go up the upslope. It's ready to be launched up. A lot of people would take a sand iron here, but in fact, I'm going to change direction. I'm actually going to take loft off the club face, which is quite a surprise. But really the key is the ball's going to go quite high out of this shot, so I'm actually going to try and make it go forward. The reason why people leave these shots into the green short is because they use too much loft. So we're going to get rid of this one, and we're going to play this classic little knockdown shot. Things do change in the setup slightly, and I'll just run this one through you. I start to take the slope up with my knees, so I'm actually trying to keep my body relatively level, but obviously here, fortunately, my knees can take the slope up. And this actually almost gets me to the standard position. Now, a lot of people tend to think they've got to add loft and really almost lean back on the slope. You don't need to do that. You effectively need to play the club relatively square into the ball, and that's an interesting one. So I'm going to keep the club face square, and then I'm actually going to drive the ball what feels like into the slope. I believe in the loft of the club face. The loft of the club face is going to get this ball up for me. I've got 48 degrees of loft on here, and that really is looking really quite straight up, especially off this bank. Just watch how I play this one. I'm going to get into the face of the bunker. Now I'm down the grip, and I'm down the grip for that wee bit of control. Now I'm going to really thump the club head in. I can't afford a follow through for obvious reasons, because the bank's in the way, but just watch the ball performance here. I'm going to take my target line, fairly square with the club face, nothing too fancy here. I'm down the grip, and then I'm going to play it in a nice positive way, almost really forcing the follow through. Just watch the process. Back, here I go, forward it goes, and then I'm holding my position here, and you can see that I'm trying to keep and maintain the club face into that square position. It's actually a relatively easy shot, and again brings a lot of dread into people, but you don't need to. And once you've actually played it a few times, go and practice it. Suddenly you realise, wow, I can play these treble shots from around in these bunkers. It's a really good thing to do.